Okay, today we will do two types of crosses. One is back cross and the other is reciprocal cross. What is a back cross? Now, suppose we know that the recessive gene is actually considered a character which is not required. For example, in a pea plant, the characters which are recessive are dwarf, the white flower. Suppose you don't want the dwarf character to go to the next generation, then what you can do? That means we are trying to improve on something. That is, improve the breed. Improve the breed means to remove the recessive genes. Now, recessive genes, if it is a monohybrid, if we consider only one type of trait, so in a monohybrid, these are the options, this or homozygous recessive. Now these are the two, and the third one is, or we have the homozygous dominant. Now this character is always good. This is the good one, whereas these two are the characters which we do not want in the coming generations. Now what are these? This is the small t's we do not want. Now how can we do this? That is small t's we have to cross. Suppose we have a dwarf plant, then how can we remove the small t's? Or rather, even if it is in the gene, it should not be expressing itself. So in that case, we have to remember, for in case of back cross, we have to cross the recessive traits with the dominant. Now if I take the first case, that is, if I take the first one to be, this is the first case, capital T, small t, that is heterozygous dominant is crossed with homozygous dominant. So here we see that though this plant is tall, but it has a recessive gene, it is carrying a recessive gene. So in the F1, what we will be getting, or rather the gametes will be first T, and here all the gametes will be T. Now the F1 generation will show, this will be the combination. Now try to understand this. We are getting all are tall. All are tall. That means another, if I take another gamete to be this only, so what happens? This will again be TT and this one will be capital T, small t. So all are tall. F1 generation we are getting all tall. In the second case, we are taking the homozygous recessive. The homozygous recessive is crossed with the homozygous dominant. Then what we are getting? The gametes are all, that is from the dwarf plant, all the gametes will have the dwarf gene, and the gametes of the tall plant will have all the genes for the tallness. Now when we are crossing them, then in the F1 we are getting all the plants which are tall. So what is happening? So the dwarf gene is actually, we are able to control one of the characters where in this all are again tall. So all tall. Though we had started with a dwarf, but all the F1 generation we are getting tall. So we have to remember, in order to remove a recessive gene which is in a homozygous condition, we have to cross it with the tall homozygous or a dominant character, so that in the F1 generation all the characters, that is the recessive gene, will not show. This is the main reason why do we do back cross. Now back cross, this idea has ultimately been very helpful for a farmer who wants to develop either grains in an agricultural field or in places where animals, where they keep the animals, the production of the animals or the breed of the animals, so that either the production of the milk can be developed or the wool, quality of the wool can be developed. In that case, an animal which is having a recessive character, its character can be removed if it is crossed with homozygous dominant, a pure bred animal which has all the genes of that. If you are considering a sheep with very good quality wool you want, but you have a sheep whose wool is not of that quality, so you have to breed that sheep with another sheep who's pure. It has to be pure. That means it has to be dominant, homozygous dominant. Then what happens? All the progeny that is you are going to get, all of them will have the good quality of the wool. Is it clear? Now coming to the reciprocal cross. This is a cross where suppose we have taken a male plant. Suppose this is a male plant and the other is a female plant. From the male plant you are taking a gene A, and from the female plant you are taking a gene B, and you are crossing it. So what is happening? You are getting AB. In a reciprocal cross, what happens? You just change the characters. That means here male plant means here it was the stamen. Now in the second case, this is the second case, what happens? Reciprocal means the stamen is now going to come from this, that is from the other plant, that is the second plant. This is plant number 2, this was plant number 1. From plant number 1 you had taken the stamen, and plant number 2 you had taken the stigma. But in the second case what happens? Plant number 1 is giving the stigma, and plant number 2 is actually giving the pollen grains, or rather the anther. Is it clear? So we are actually changing the plants. So this is the simple thing where by simply changing the plants, that is the flowers, from one flower you are taking the anther and the other flower the stigma, and then you are interchanging them. In the next cross you are doing that, the plant B you are taking the anther, and so it is a type of cross which is known as reciprocal cross. So you have to remember, it is just changing the plants. You are changing you cannot say it is a male plant or a female plant, but you are taking from the same plant